Alright, well, we're out here this afternoon and going to try to start, although we won't get finished today, the steps coming up to the shooting house here. So what I need to do is just take the bucket and kind of rake some of this mess and junk out of here, all those roots and sticks, because I have bought me a couple concrete pads that I'm going to put down there, get me a nice level base, and that's what the bottom of my steps are going to rest on. So that's where we're going to start today, getting this cleared out, getting a nice level surface down there, and then we'll get back to cutting out the stairs, start assembling them, and then tomorrow we'll probably get out here and start getting everything bolted up and actually assembling the stairs themselves. So let's get started. Alright, that tractor made real quick work of kind of leveling that out and getting the roots and sticks out. So what I'm going to do now is go down and scoop some clay that I have, lay that in there because this is still on a slight slope. I'm going to put just a small bucket of clay in there, that way I can level that out how I want it. It'll hard pack, and that's what I'll put the stones on top of. So let me go get that real quick. Alright, that's just a rough patch of clay. What I'll do is come out here and tamper all that in, throw a level on it, get it nice and perfectly level, set my blocks in it, and then that's where we'll start measuring the base of the legs up to the shooting house for our stairs. And that's what they'll rest on. Now this is technically an old drainage ditch, but I've lived here or on this property for years. I have never seen water flow through this. So I'm not worried about the steps being washed out. I've just never seen it happen. That's actually kind of a low spot there. Again, never seen it hold water. The only place I've ever seen this ditch actually have water, so we have a natural spring that comes out in the woods just past that feeder, but the water level has to be extremely high, and that's several feet down in elevation from here. So I do not foresee a problem resting the base of these legs on blocks like this versus driving down some deep 4x4s or 6x6s, which I would have a nightmare of a time doing down in here just due to all these big tree roots. So I think this block's going to be probably the best way to go for now. Good morning, everyone. It's next day. We're going to come down here. I brought a load of materials. We're going to start these steps. So when I knocked off the other day, you seen that I had put a load of kind of some clay topsoil down there. So I'm going to pack that in, get it nice and level. And I've got a couple of these big blocks right here that I'm going to set down there on it. And that's going to be where the base of my stairs are going to rest. So I'm going to have that nice and packed in. All right, well, you can see what I've done here. It's taking me a little bit to get all the angles perfect, top and bottom, for these stairs. But I've got my blocks leveled down there. Went ahead and packed the dirt in with a sledgehammer because I do not own a tamper for some reason. I need to get one of those, but that worked pretty well. So now I just need to figure out my stair spacing with how much lumber I have. I'm probably gonna do 2 foot wide stairs and go ahead and start cutting those, as well as the stair supports. So I'll cut those real quick and then we'll slow down and talk again, and I'll show you exactly what I've done. Well, here we are, another project mostly complete. The reason I say that is I still got to square up these stones a little. I'm gonna shoot a couple more screws in each step just to make for sure it's not going anywhere. And I purchased some 3/8 carriage bolts, and I'm gonna run through this main header board right here and actually bolt this together. This ladder is actually pushing against the building, so we don't really need a whole lot of support there, but figure why not, I'll go ahead and run some of these bolts through. So let's go ahead and head on back up and take a look. And it worked out perfect. Each of these steps are about 8 inches apart, and this wound up being about 8 inches exactly from this step up to the shooting house floor, so it's a nice smooth transition. So that's pretty much what it looks like. Looks pretty steep on camera, but it's not. It feels great. I don't feel like I'm gonna trip and fall. Originally I was gonna go with 2x8s. I'm glad I went ahead and went with 2x10s. Feels really good. Doesn't feel like I'm gonna slip off the steps. Everything feels nice and sturdy. So I'm pretty happy with it. One thing I did do on purpose was I spaced this the exact width of the door. So I did 30-inch steps instead of 24 like I was originally thinking. but I bought extra lumber to compensate in case I did something like that. But the reason I went the full width of the doors, because I'm probably going to come back. I mean, I feel plenty comfortable on these steps, but I'm probably going to come back, add me a handrail down the side, and I wanted these to be just outside the door, so when I attach my handrail up here, the door can still swing open and not interfere with the railing that'll be on the outside of the steps. So overall, I'm pretty pleased. I can now actually get into my shooting house. That took forever, but wasn't a high priority. I'm not gonna bow hunt out of this, so that's why I wasn't really in a rush to get it up right now. But muzzleloading will be here before you know it, and that's where I do plan on using this shooting house along with rifle season. So, on to the next project. I'm probably gonna end the video right here. Appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you so much. Probably what I'll do next is I gotta come up with some way to hold these windows open. I bought some aluminum rod, and I think I've come up with an idea in my head that'll work and how I can hold those open. So that'll be another little project that I will include on the channel. Like I said, still got to build a wood shed, that's coming up, and a few other little projects around here. One last little update and look at the food plot in the sun now. Like I said, we're just praying for rain. Man, we need some rain bad. But the peas and soybeans have come up. They're doing okay. The deer haven't nipped them down bad at all. But if we could hurry up and get a rain on this, we haven't had really any rain. The fertilizer's still sitting there on the surface, hasn't been washed in. So if we could ever get a rain, I think this field right here will pop. Hopefully y'all watched the dove shoot the other day on the other channel there. Had an excellent dove shoot. All my hard work doing the food plot paid off really well. We had, just guessing, well over 200 birds come in, because we wound up getting 70 of them, and we missed a lot of birds, left a lot of them flying, so there had to have been at least over 200 come in. So like I said, just click the link in the description down there, head on to the other channel if you haven't watched that video. And again, as always, thank y'all so much for watching. Click like, share, subscribe. I'll have more projects coming out very soon. Thank you.